Oh yeah, we back with another episode here on the Twisted T2, baby. We like to read these Reddits to you. And we back with some relationships, yeah. Oh yeah, they got them relationship problems, and we gonna dive in. You see, we have a lady who wants to know, is she the A? That's right. Because her partner pays rent in the property she owns. Let's dive. So, it says it right there that that's not, but we're going to see what really is the case. I am a 31-year-old female. I own a property that me and my partner, who's also 31 and a male, and our baby daughter live in. That's right. We split the bills, all of them, 50-50, even though he earns more. I also buy her clothes, pay her swimming lessons, and all of the bills. Oh, and all of the bits that I noticed that she needs. Look, at these ages, they need a lot, and they always needing stuff, and they grow fast. Okay? So, he has lived with us here for 2.5 years, and I'm just trying to see how old the baby daughter is, sorry. He has lived with us here for 2.5 years. I've lived here for 5. I moved out of my parents' house when I was 17, and I worked my off to buy the place by myself 5 years ago. I was paying rent and saving for a mortgage at the time. It was hard work, and it took dedication, as I didn't get any financial help. He's asked me to add him to the mortgage, as he has been contributing here monthly payments only. Okay. He says he's entitled to his share, and his family have been doing research on it. Oh, damn that. Who the fuck included them? I feel hurt that they would do that. I feel like I'm not sure if I can trust him or them. I haven't had an easy journey to get here. I haven't had an easy journey to get the security that I've built for myself. And I can be a bit overprotective about that, as you should, because you did it on your own. Especially now, I have a child, and inevitably, I want to build that future for her too. I'm very careful not to put myself in vulnerable positions, but I feel that I'm in a vulnerable position. We have really disagreed on this. Of course you have, because he has one sidetrack mind on this. And he's moved out. Well, damn. That's not cool. That actually says a lot. Morally, I find it wrong that the father of my child and his family would support him taking from me and his daughter. He said that would never happen. But why would they research it? It's a good question. And also, I'm not putting someone on the mortgage who does not have any actual investments to put down. Well, I won't lie, that little portion there is a little gray area for you. I don't think that actually truly matters, but it feels like he wants an easy ride to the property ladder. Am I wrong for being upset? Am I the asshole? Look, you're not wrong for being upset, and you're not the asshole here. I'm going to get into that edit before we go back on one of your last comments. Edit 1 says he has said that he wouldn't expect half, but he would want back what he put in. I explained to him that's not how rent works. No, that ain't how rent works. Even if we had an agreement where he would get it back, I'm more concerned about his morals of being okay with taking it from me when I have his child and I'm providing a secure home. just scratch my head because I'm concerned too. I'm concerned for you. Some people are saying some people are saying about charging your partner rent is not very romantic. Listen, romance don't pay bills. All right? Romance isn't going to get you ahead in life. All right? 50-50 might. Romance damn sure won't. All right? Can I ask you to consider the alternative? I work hard to buy the property by myself without help. A man who hasn't done this gets to live for free and keep his money? What's your opinion on that? Is that fair? No, it sounds fucking stupid. It sounds fucking stupid just asking me. It's a good thing you asked me. Listen, okay? This is a messy situation, and to be honest with you, it sounds like your partner is super selfish. All right? The double S is super selfish. All right? And, not to be name calling, but it sounds like the way that he's going about this is a piece of shit. It's a little shitty, all right? And I say that because, look, you worked hard. Obviously the years you put into your house, which just means that you was paying that without him. Yeah, I'm offline, mind your business. The years that you was paying that rent without him makes a difference, right? So, I say that because you were doing fine, right? Now, it doesn't say how long you two have been together. It just says that he moved in 2.5 years ago. So I don't know if you all were dating for 10 years prior to that, 2 years prior to that, right? If this man was with you since you were 17 and you moved out, then I might see things a little different. But since none of that is listed and there's no context behind any of that, I'm going to safely assume that you probably met at, I know assumptions aren't cool, but let's just say you all met at 28, right? You were together for a few years, for that year, and then he moved in. Now you're 31. You also don't tell us how old the baby is for your daughter, right? Because if she's a baby in that like 5 month, 6 month category, is different from, I know y'all like, but she said she pays for swimming lessons. I know that, but you can go to swimming lessons that young. I'm just saying, okay? They have them. But let's just say she's 2 and you're doing swimming lessons at 2, okay? Because again, you didn't add context to the age of this child. But from what we're realizing is, the child can't be more than 5, right? Because you've lived there for 5 years. He moved in 2.5 years ago. He probably moved in when you got pregnant. So your baby's probably 2.5 anyway. Okay, you probably was like, all right, you can move in because I'm pregnant. I don't think that it's fair on his part to try to consider himself to be part of the deed. And I say that because, did he give you any money to put down on this property? No. Is he coming there going, hey, look, here's 30 grand to put on the house so we can pay this off faster? Here's 10 grand to put on this house so we can pay it off faster? If those things were mentioned and that was the case, then I could understand you being like, look, let me put him on there. But the fact that his family and him have done some research about your stuff, I find it to be really sneaky on their part, and I think you should watch out. I think it's best that he stepped out. And now that he stepped out, I'm sure he's probably not helping you with nothing, which really goes to show him, and that he was only looking to get ahead because he knew you was doing good. That's not cool. All right? That's not cool. We're also finding out, since, like, truth be told, he's a piece of shit. I'm just saying, look, take it how you want it. All right, but realistically, if you come into a relationship and your partner's doing good, as she was doing good, right? And you can't be supportive to help out and keep going, because here's the thing, all right? Let's be real with each other here. Let's step back and keep it real. Let's just say you played your part as a partner, right? And that house was paid off, okay? Then you were to turn to her and go, listen, I would like for us to try to get another one. As you can see, I helped you cover this one, right? So let's go in on another one and rent this one out. We can go in on that one, and then we both own it. And now you're really securing your future. But what you're showing us before you could even get that far is that you're selfish. And that you'll never get that far because you wasn't allowing her. Because, listen, he's running an inferior complex going, I'm the man and I'm not on anything. And I also don't know if you be throwing out sometimes to him like, yo, it's my house, my rules, my this, my that, my. Because if you acting like that, it's messed up. And you can't do that. All right? I ain't saying you are. But I'm saying if that is the case and it is going down that way, that's not cool. Not how things work. Now, like I said, you're not the asshole for being upset. You have every right to be upset, especially with the way they've gone about this. Okay? At the end of the day, if he truly loved you and the situation and wanted it to be better, he would have asked you to marry him. If he wanted a piece of that and he really wanted to love you for you and it wasn't about the money, he would have asked you to marry him. You all would have probably got married and he wouldn't have had to worry about being on there. I think that the best thing you can do in this situation, seeing how you're talking about he doesn't, I do take a bit of a problem with the fact that, you don't want to put him on there because he doesn't have any investments. It looks shitty on your part there. But what I will say is, if you were smart, which I'm not saying you're not, you probably are, you've done well for yourself. But the smart thing to do here would be put it in a trust. Put you as the trust owner. All right? That way, even if you put him on it, right, and you felt good, this is how you play the game. Even if you would have put his name on that deed, remember, he thinks that it's cool because of where he stands, but realistically, the trust is over everything. Okay? And if you're the trust, and if you own the trust and the beneficiary of the trust, well, it still stays there with you. And for legal standpoints and legal purposes, he'll never be able to get to it. I'm just saying. Most people be looking at me like, you don't know. I'm telling you, if you want to be smart about it, right? At this point, though, the fact that he's already left and chose to get out, keep him out. He ain't worth shit at this point. He's already shown you his true colors and drew that line in the sand. And I expect you to be smart enough not to go tiptoeing in it to try to pull him back in. Leave him where he stands because he's already showed you that it's about money. It's not about love. It's not about growth. It's not about building. It's about his personal feeling towards finance for him to feel a certain way. And like you said, if he truly felt that way or the family felt that way, why don't they put their money together and get their own damn house? I'm just saying. All right? Real quick, we got to knock the asshole. And they think it's weird because, the family's talking about the way they're doing these things. The person on the mortgage, the owners of the homes. If this was really about wanting to share or wanting to invest for himself, he could have suggested that you guys started to buy a place together versus him just being added to the property. Exactly. Especially where you already have a property and you guys could probably take out a little bit on that property to make another one happen. Thank you, Moose Track. Okay. The big thing that bothers us is you don't mention that he even helps you with any of the other expenses. That's an issue. He moves out and I'm assuming he stopped contributing to you and his daughter when he didn't get his way. That's right, because he was a child. Okay? And his parents are still, helping him out, wiping his tears and tapping his butt. Info. Do you treat him like a renter when it comes to maintaining the property? Like, for instance, says the water heater needs to be replaced and you get hit with a bill for a few thousand. Are you eating the cost or do you expect him to pay half? It's a good question. Is there an issue with the plumbing, pest control, home repairs? Are you the one paying and sorting those out? Yes, I pay for works and maintenance. He has built something in the living room which was his choice and I haven't heard the end of it. Or perhaps I would owe him for that now. Not that it added value to the property. Not the ass. It's not a good idea to co-own property with someone you're not married to anyway. Just saying. And you see why now. He can just walk away. And if you had put him on the deed, he'd be entitled to a piece of the property. Not the A. A premarital property is for you only. The best fact he mentioned is his family has been talking about this is no good. The best thing to do is live separately or rent out the house, I'm telling you, and get another place together. But it sucks because it can only be the fair way to do it without him and his family getting their hands on your stuff. He wants a free ride. I'm gonna flip down. I just want to see. That was kind of long. It's like a whole nother comment. But as you can see, you're not the ass, and they throwing up red flags left and right. Okay? And everybody's telling you to keep him out because we all know what you just figured out. He's a piece of shit. And with that being said, I wish you the best. I wish your daughter the best. I hope that everything goes the way that you need it to go. And I hope you get right back on that grind that you had before and know that, you was doing right and you held it down and you'll continue to hold it down. And with that being said, there's a reason I tell y'all every day. Look left, look right. Keep that head on a swivel. Because people like this, they don't have your best interest at hand. And we think they do at first, but they really don't. Because with time, it all shows. So you see it, you know it. Keep it moving. Oh yeah, keep it moving. Everybody else out there who checked this out, please enjoy the day. Don't forget to hit those buttons and leave what you think in the comments. Because, at the end of the day, I want to know what you think about this. All right? Y'all enjoy that day out there. And peace out.